Oh, we got IFG in here. What's going on, Buddha Bay Area? Yeah, this rain came out of nowhere. The rain definitely come out of nowhere. And my wife is out there somewhere on her bicycle. But she's safe. I know where she's at. The thunder and lightning been pretty bad. Ooh, why's your tank got bubbles in it? Oh, we need the rain here. So, I'll welcome the rain. There's the thunder. Oh, it's still pretty humid, but we needed the rain, so I'm not complaining any. I do have a question. I always get salt creep up here on the back of the rim for no reason. I don't have any big bubbles or anything back here. I don't know why it always happens back here. It's kind of aggravating. Yeah, I have a pump running, an air pump running. I plug it in every once in a while. Mess with the sand bed a little bit, so I'm running some air to try to get it all cleaned out. What's going on, Kreger? I did finally get the skimmer. This thing, I love the skimmer. I love how quiet it is, but the power outages, yeah. I got that guy right there. So I can withstand a 20 or 30 minute power outage and my whole system will run on it. But I don't welcome them either. I finally got the Nyos skimmer set up pretty good where we got a decent amount of skimmate in here. This skimmer sometimes it's just very difficult to get set because this standpipe right here, turn up this light again, this standpipe turns, then you have this adjustment, and then you have an air adjustment. So it is what it is. Sometimes it works good, and then other times it's just kind of a pain. But as far as the production is concerned, I mean, it works. The silence, I'm sorry, the silence. Does the bubble scrubbing work? I don't know. I'm probably doing it a little bit too much. But I do know that it might be hard to see here. The coils are definitely letting off some slime, and I can see some stuff being picked up in the water column and going to the overflow. And there's some coralline algae back there, which I hate, but it's on the plastic. And I got it on this Gyre pump over here. The blues are real heavy right now, so that's why it looks like that. But I don't know, I try to run the air pump a couple times a week maybe. I think the rain stopped. Looks like it. But I'm still perplexed and confused why I get salt creep up here. And even when I'm running bubbles, they're not big enough to come up to the water column and pop. And at first I thought it was the power cord coming off the Gyre pump. But I don't know. It drives me crazy that there's always salt creep back here and I have to wipe it off. And I don't know if it's just a rimless tank thing or not. You said you asked Than about it? Excuse me. I kind of look at it like this. I know it's not hurting anything. So, well, let me rephrase that. I don't think it's hurting anything. And of course I'm running Apex, and whenever I do the bubble scrubbing, and I check the pH. My pH doesn't change. I mean, I definitely do see it pick up stuff in the water column. So, you know, I'll take it for what it's worth. But I got lucky. It did storm pretty hard for a while. I took my youngest upstairs and gave her a bath, and oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Took her up, gave her a bath, and I thought for sure after some of them thunderclaps that there would be some sort of a power flicker, but this neighborhood's pretty good. I don't typically have to worry about that here. But my neighbor was outside mowing, and it started pouring outside, and they continued to mow until I guess they finally had enough. But I don't mind mowing in the rain, but as soon as I hear thunder, I know what comes after thunder. I'm not playing no games with lightning. Fish splashed the water. I just now saw that diver down Reefer. My apologies. That, you know, that does make sense up in that corner because that's where the clowns stay all the time. And I never even thought about that, so I do appreciate that. I don't know how I missed that comment, but that does make sense because they do stay in that corner over there. And it's very rare that the salt creep is on the left-hand side of the tank. Sometimes, but not that bad. But now that you mention it, I used to have the auto feeder over on that side, and there would be salt creep over there. So I think you just answered my question for me. Thank you very much. Just kind of tired of, I'm pretty meticulous about trying to keep it clean. So I haven't fed the fish today because I made a rookie mistake and cleaned my Santa Monica screen too much, and now my glass is getting dirty pretty quickly. So I'm not feeding today. We're gonna do a water change tomorrow or Sunday, one of the two. And hopefully that'll help out my nutrients. We will see. But nothing like staring at a tank that's full of bubbles. Could turn it off, I suppose. But it's a good little pump. I don't have it plugged into the Apex. I just plug it in every once in a while. Pull this off, throw it back behind the stand. Nobody bothers it. And the bubbles will go away. I'm not so sure. That guy up there, like I said, it's blue heavy, but that guy right there is not doing so hot. There's the loud tunes pump running, filling up the return chamber. Pond matrix in the reactors, doing good. Might need to add some more pond matrix because my tank, the rock work is slowly getting covered up in coral out algae. And from what I understand, that plugs up the rock. I don't know if you can see, there's some slime coming off this guy now. That's from the bubbling. Might not be the best video there, but it is from the bubbling. There's also, definitely not going to see this guy. There you go. There's some slime coming off this guy. And I don't know if it's positive or negative, but it seems like a lot of people that have done it have very little complaints about it, as long as the bubbles are actually micro bubbles and not big enough to get trapped anywhere. But like I said, I stirred up the sand bed over here to try to clean it a little bit. So I turned the air pump on to try to get all that stuff out of here. The cleaner shrimp, just minding his own business. The fish are actually being somewhat social, which is kind of strange. I think they're getting used to being fed. I walk over to the tank and I think that they know it's me, and excuse me. Trying to keep up with the I'm moving around a lot, and I found out that these wrasses are quick. The yellow tang is pretty quick too, but not as quick as those wrasses are, which is why I'm glad I have this screen top on here. And the coral beauty wanted to come out and play. Really wish I could put a flame angel in here. Coral beauty's hard to see in the tank, but I know how that's gonna work out. It's not going to work out. And frankly, the coral beauty's done just fine in this tank, so I don't feel like I need to mess with trying to remove him to replace him with another dwarf angel at this moment in my life. You know, I thought that these acans were dead for the longest time. Of course, they got decent color, but man, in the evening you come down here and they'll be stretched out. Same thing with this scully. I don't see how that thing's not dead at this point either. I've had multiple corals fall on it, sting the crap out of it. Definitely need to get some more corals. Oh, it's funny too. I got a snail in here somewhere. I don't know where he went to, but he's got bubble algae on the shell. And I saw it like 2 days ago, and I just walked past and kind of laughed at it and said, "Ah, I'll get it sometime." That sucker's probably done seeded my whole tank with bubble algae. I don't know where it's at though. There's no telling. Little frag there in the sand bed. You can see some air bubbles trapped there. I don't put a whole lot of thought into it. It's not big bubbles. Those guys in the back are closed up. That yellow tang is just wanting to be up front and center. You're gonna make me work for it. Alright folks, I'm going to feed the kids, watch some Mickey Mouse, hang out for a little bit, go to bed. I don't go back to work until Wednesday, so should be a good weekend. Hope everybody has a safe one if I don't speak to you. My comments, either A, nobody's in the chat, which is fine, or the comments aren't showing up for one reason or another. So the last comment I have is from Bay Area saying that he asked Tang about the bubble scrubbing and he said he'd never heard of it. So if there are comments after that point, I apologize, but unfortunately I cannot see them for one reason or another. And if there are no comments past that one, I do appreciate anyone and everyone stopping by to see a bare minimum, hardly any coral, weak Red Sea Reefer 250. I'll see you all later.